Is Mercury the hottest planet?
No.
Which is the hottest? I thought it was the closest to the sun.
Venus is the hottest.
Why?
It traps all the heat in its clouds.
I see. What about nights in Venus?
The same hotness as the days
I see. What about Mercury's nights?
are so cold.
So cold.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Mercury doesn't have atmosphere.
It doesn't have atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
Venus has atmosphere.
that's why it keeps warm.
Yeah.
I see. Which is the largest of our planets?
Jupiter.
What is a planet?
A planet is rocks that join together and make a big ball.
And
And
what do they do?
they have something called an atmosphere. And
Well, some of them do.
revolve around the sun and rotate.
They revolve around a star. That's
Yeah.
what a planet is.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the sun.
I said I'm talking about different suns.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we call the closest star to us, we call it our sun. Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. What do we call the Venus when we look at it in the night sky?
We call it like a star.
Yes, it's an evening star. That's right.
An evening star.
Yeah, do you know who Venus is named after?
The goddess of the Roman god of love.
Very
The
nice.
goddess of love.
How many moons does Jupiter have?
65.
Do you know anything about them? Which ones are the
I
biggest?
know Ganymede.
Huh?
Ganymede, that's the biggest.
Okay.
And Europa and Callisto could support life, and Io has a lot of volcanic mountains and you can't live there.
I see. Well, what mountains are there in Mars that are very famous? I know one.
Olympus Mons
And why is it famous?
is the tallest mountain in the solar system.
That's right. And how many planets are there in our solar system?
8.
8 planets. Tell me the names.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
All right. I thought Uranus or Neptune is blue. Which one is blue?
Neptune and Uranus are blue
And why are they blue?
because they are cold
And
and icy,
I thought they have a chemical that makes them blue.
and methane and ammonia.
Methane makes them blue. What's special about Uranus and the way it revolves?
It lies on its side
On its
like a
side.
barrel.
What about all the other planets?
Other planets revolve
Straight up.
straight up.
What about which is the only planet that spins in the opposite direction compared to all the other planets?
Venus.
Venus. Okay. Why do we have seasons?
Because the Earth tilts on its
Axis and
it revolves around the sun.
that's right. How does the Earth look when you look at it from space?
It has swirling clouds,
And what color is it?
white and green with land and blue with oceans.
Very nice. And can you tell me what stars are?
Stars are giant and huge burning balls of gas and fire.
I see. And can you tell me? I heard that stars have life cycles just like butterflies do. Can you tell me about the life cycle of a star?
A stellar nebula is when a star is fully born.
Okay.
And an average star is a new star.
Okay.
And red giant means it's a dying star.
Are you talking about the average star and how it grows?
Yeah.
So when it grows older?
Yeah, red giant.
Hmm.
And
What
then
happens when it becomes a red giant?
it's big and red. And Mercury, Venus and Earth burn away.
You're talking about our sun.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a general star.
Yeah.
A general average star, when it grows bigger, what happens to its temperature?
It cools down.
And then, after it becomes a red giant, what happens?
Then it some more cools down.
And then?
And then a white dwarf comes, and thus a dead average star.
I see. And what happens if it's a giant star like Vicanus Majoris?
It's already cooled down.
No, start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
From the stellar nebula when it's
Stellar
born.
nebula.
Tell me its life cycle.
Average star.
I'm talking about a massive star.
Stellar nebula. A massive star is a supergiant.
And then?
And then an orange supergiant comes. Thus bigger than that massive star.
And then?
And then
As it grows
as
older.
it grows older, it gets cooler, and then when it's already dead, it becomes a black hole.
I see.
And light or planets get sucked in.
I see. And what is a black hole?
A black hole is something that light can never escape from it.
I see.
Even astronauts.
What is pulling it in? What is sucking everything in?
Strong gravity.
Oh, very nice. I see. What is, when we look at the moon from the earth, we see it changing shapes, right? What is that called?
It is called
The changing faces of the moon.
changing faces of the moon,
Waxing.
waxing and waning.
Yeah.
Waxing means is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Uh-huh.
And waning means getting smaller. And when it's already so small, it gets so dark that it's a new moon.
Where does the moon get its light from?
From the sun.
That's right. It has no light of its own. Sometimes when the sun comes in between, we're not able to see the moon fully. What is that called?
A solar eclipse.
A lunar eclipse. You're not able to see the moon clearly, it's a lunar eclipse. If the moon comes in between and you're not able to see the sun clearly, it's called a...
Solar eclipse.
Yeah, very nice. What... there is a spot on Jupiter. What is that called?
The great giant red spot, and that's for storms.
It's for storms, I see. And
Windstorms, hurricanes, like that.
I see. What are Saturn's rings made up of?
Saturn's rings are made up of big balls of rock and gas
I see.
and dust.
Okay. Do you know the names of any of Saturn's moons?
Titan, Eridanus, Tethys, and Rhea, and Dione.
What about Uranus? Do you know any of, does Uranus have moons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Miranda, Ariel, Titania, and Umbriel.
Very nice. Do you know what these are named after?
Shakespeare's characters.
Very nice. Who's Shakespeare? Do you know?
Shakespeare is a famous story writer.
From UK, yeah, who lived a long time ago. That's right. What are shooting stars?
Shooting stars are big balls of gas with a tail coming behind them.
Oh, what's the tail all about?
You know what that big rock called?
It's a rock, very nice.
Nucleus.
I see, in the center, and then it has a glowing tail, right?
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's called a nucleus.
Can you tell me about the asteroid belt? Where is it?
between Mars and Jupiter.
And what's the biggest asteroid that's flying around in that asteroid belt?
Ceres.
And what is it classified as?
A dwarf planet.
Do we have other dwarf planets?
Yeah.
Where are they?
In the Kuiper belt.
And where's the Kuiper belt?
After Neptune.
After Neptune. Very nice. Right at the outside ends of the solar system, right?
Yeah.
After the Kuiper belt, what's there? Do you know?
The Oort cloud.
The Oort cloud. Very
That's
nice.
out of the solar system.
Right. So when scientists are looking for life in outside planets like the exoplanets,
Kepler 438b.
438b is one of them, yes. What do they look for? What is the criteria they're looking for when they're looking to find
Temperature, size,
a...
water.
Okay. And they have a very funny name for it. For the place where it should be. How far away from the sun should it be?
Goldilocks zone.
Goldilocks zone? What is that?
It's not too hot, not too cold.
Not too hot, not too
It's
cold.
just in between.
I see. And what else do they look for when they find such a planet?
They look for its temperature and size and water.
Oh, temperature, size and water. That's right. Then I read about a recent space shuttle that flew past Pluto. That's the first time ever.
New Horizons.
New Horizon. Yeah. Now where is it? Do you know?
I know.
Didn't it go past Pluto?
Yeah.
Is it in the Kuiper belt now?
It's next to Maki Maki.
I see.
Next to Maki Maki.
Can you tell me the names of all the dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt?
Maki Maki, Pluto, Aries.
The egg-shaped one.
Haumea.
Yeah. Who was the first person who went to space?
Yuri Gagarin.
I see. Who was the first American who stepped on the moon?
Neil Armstrong.
What would you like to be when you grow up?
Neil Armstrong and an astronaut.
You want to be an astronaut?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you think you'd like to float around in the space shuttle?
Yeah.
I like your costume. Do you know about quasars?
Quasars, not quasars.
Sorry, what are they?
Quasars are things that have two things hanging out and a black hole in the middle.
Black hole in the middle. Where are black holes found?
Black holes are found in middles of galaxies.
The middles of galaxies. I see.
Yeah.
How many galaxies are there?
About 100 million.
100 million galaxies. What are galaxies?
Galaxies are things that surround stars around.
They have stars inside.
Yeah.
What's the name of our galaxy?
The Milky Way.
Do you know any of our neighbors?
And it has about 300 billion stars.
Wow, that's a big number. Can you see all of them in the sky?
No.
Why not? You can see only some that are close by, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a telescope can see some. Which ones are our most special, biggest telescopes ever?
Galileo's telescope.
Which is the biggest one we have now? Galileo's was from centuries ago. That was an old one. Do you know which is special now?
I know.
The one in space?
Hubble.
Yeah. Hubble Space Telescope. That's one of our most powerful
That's
telescopes.
the International Space Station.
It is in the International Space Station. What is the International Space Station?
International Space Station is a space station that went far away from our galaxy.
No, it's actually spinning around the Earth. It keeps going in an orbit around the Earth. And when space agencies from the US or other countries send their space shuttles over into space, they can go there, they can use it for refueling, they can they can get down there and they can make repairs. So they use it like us, like a bus station.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the Earth made of?
Earth is
What does the Earth's core have?
fiery rock.
Fiery rock. Why is it fiery? Is it so hot?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has metal
Metal. Okay.
and firing iron.
It has iron. If I want to get it, what do I do?
Mine underground.
Mine underground. I see. Got it.
Or eat lots of food.
And?
And get iron from spinach.
Very nice. I'll do that. What shape is the Milky Way galaxy?
A barred spiral.
A barred spiral.
Or some people call it just a spiral.
I see. I know another spiral galaxy.
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Can you tell me the names of some of the largest stars ever?
R136A1, Canis Majoris,
Where is
Sirius,
Where are they? Do you know where they are?
Arcturus I know, in the Bootes constellation.
Okay, what about R136A1? Where is that?
Tarantula Nebula.
And what about Canis Majoris?
Canis Major.
Canis Major, very nice.
Sirius in the Dog constellation.
Which one? Oh, Sirius is the Dog constellation. I see.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's stop here and let's continue later. Thank you. Bye-bye.